Hey there, sweet friends. I hope you are all well. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. It's day 11 of our 13 Days of Halloween tutorial series. If you're just joining in, you can find a link for the first 10 days at the top of the description so you can get caught up, and remember to listen throughout the video for the question of the day. For today's project, we are creating a scrapbook folio with pockets and easy to create tip-ins that gives you loads of space inside for your pictures and journaling, so you can have all of those fun finishing details that you love. And this is truly a chunky little folio, and that is just the way we like it. If that sounds good to you, then stick with me and we will make it together. We're back into that Spooktacular Halloween collection from Echo Park for a project today, and I will answer one of the questions that was left in the comments. Someone asked me how many of each of these collections did I get to create all of the projects in the series. I got only one of each collection, with the exception of this, but I'm reserving one of them for my own personal use for my October daily. So you can create all of the projects from the series with just one of each collection, and you'll still have plenty left over. I plan to continue to be making Halloween projects right up to the holidays, so make sure that you stay tuned even after the series, because we have loads of Halloween inspiration planned. I'm starting with 110-pound cardstock for this cover, and even though it does look like this folio has a lot of moving parts, it really isn't so bad, considering that we'll make the folds in the assembly and then we'll just repeat it for the other side. So one side we will assemble, and I have the other side prepared so that we can just add that and continue working along. So the measurement for this cover is 6 high by 8 3/4 wide, scored at 4 and 4 3/4. So we're going to get 3/4 of an inch of depth there for all the paper layers that we want to add. So now I want to add some flips. Switch to 65-pound weight cardstock for this. It is going to be 6 high by 8 1/4 wide, scored at 4 and 4 1/4. And you see I have added my Post-it notes so I can keep things going in the right order. And I want to remember to keep my added depth here toward the outside of the book. So I'm gonna, of course, use my 2 glue combo. And I want to bring this corner right down into that score line so I know it will fold properly, keeping it even along the side and the bottom. Now I'll flip this open, and this is where the second portion of this side will come in, and this is just going to be 6 inches high by 8 inches wide and scored at 4. I put that 2 glue combo on, and I'm going to refer to the little diagram I made, because even though I have my Post-it notes, sometimes it's hard to keep track of which fold goes in which direction. So I know that this is going to be folding out, and I want this portion to be adhered here. So let's do that. So now my folio will flip outward, this one will flip this way, and then on the inside it will flip this way. And so I have prepared a similar section here. So now you can see we have this opening outward here. Now, the first thing I want to do is add some pages that have tip-ins. And I used to put these on pretty much everything, and then I got really into pockets. And so we're going to combine both of those today, and that will improve the amount of space we have for our pictures and our journaling. And so my tip-in here starts with cardstock that is cut to be 4 by 4. And then I came in and scored it at 3. So when I fold this, I'll get that border of the cardstock around and the little flap that I can add in between the layers to capture that. And so I have cut down my journal card or my image cut apart to be 3 7/8 inch high by 2 7/8 inch wide. And I'm keeping in mind what side this will go on because I want these to open outward as well. And so one will have to go folded on the left and one will have to go folded on the right. But now you can see that we have this and it will open outward. I would normally consider adding a second layer of pattern paper to the inside if I didn't have a lighter color cardstock, but you can write directly on this. And so this is going to be a great place to add journaling so you can keep the memories that go with your pictures. So the full-size pages for this book are all going to be the same throughout, and that starts with a cardstock layer of 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. And the pattern paper is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. Before I add these two together, I want to add that tip in so that it will be sandwiched between those layers. And I know that this one should open toward the left, so I'm just gonna guess the middle there and press that down into the adhesive that I had on the back. Remember to add a little bit of extra adhesive to the back of your tip-in. And then adhere this right to the center. For these pages, I think I'm going to continue on with that 2 glue combo just because of the extra paper layers. I want it to be very well secured. And so I am just going to fold this flap open and get that a little bit flatter on my work surface. And then position this right in the center of that page. This will be the page set that you will see first thing when you open up this book. And for this side, I have created the exact same measurements and the exact same process, except for that I switch the side that tip-in will open toward. And so these will be both on the outside. And they will open like this. And remember, you can add your journaling here. So let's continue on. We've got one flip toward this way. And so let's just go ahead and add some pages for that. And these are all created with that same measurement and process. So this is going to be very fast and easy to cut all the pieces for this quickly because you only have one set of measurements for here. I think this would be an extremely versatile design if you wanted to switch out to a different holiday collection or any other theme. Just choose your collection and coordinate your cardstock with it, and that will be perfect for Christmas or for a birthday or any other kind of theme that you want to work with. So these open outward as well. And then we'll put one more set of those pages here. We're able to get quite a few of these tip-ins added, and so that really helps to increase the amount of room we have for finishing details. And I'm just going to keep in mind as I'm picking my patterns and my image cut aparts that I kind of want a contrast so that they are definite layering patterns. And so if you have something small in the background or something lighter, choose something darker or a larger scale, and that will help things from looking too busy. I absolutely adore these little houses. If I were not planning to downsize, I would definitely consider getting a Halloween village because I think it's just so fun. Okay, so that side opens as well. Now when we flip outward, we are going to include pockets. And so I'm just going to finish the inside with those same measurements from our full-size pages. So let's just set this up here for a moment. Now I do have the same cardstock measurement for the background, and here is my pocket. And so the pattern for this is going to be 5 7/8 by 5 1/2 and scored at 3 3/4. And so first thing I want to do is just add this here to my cardstock. And then I did want to close up this pocket just with my Tombow, being careful to keep it in from the edge. And then put some good pressure on that until that glue sets up. I've added that 2 glue combo, and now you can see that if you choose your pattern paper that has an A side and a B side that has a nice contrast, you're going to get a good layered effect and it won't look too busy. So I put one on this side, and of course the one for here needs to go in the other direction. I don't even know if that's all on screen, but you see now I can put my image cut apart inserts into these pockets, and then when it's folded up they will be well secured. So before I move on any further, I'm just going to go ahead and add my background pattern in cardstock. I'm going to add a little bit of my tape to secure my ribbon. Just continuing to work with that pretty plaid from a Really Reasonable ribbon. I just want to secure this in between those layers. Let's open it up a little bit so it's easier to work on that flatter surface. So let's add the same pattern for the front cover. I don't have a lot of room on here for a doily, but I did use a double matting for this cut apart image. I did clip it down just a little bit so it would match the size of my cover better. And then I also put that up on foam spacers. You have to put this fairly high up and toward the right to accommodate the room I need for my flowers. And so I'm just continuing to create those with my offcuts and then adding die cut foliage, some netting, and loopy twine bows. And this can go right here and anchor the bottom. So now it's a good time for the question of the day. Would you rather be stuck in a Ferris wheel or a bounce house? I'm going to pick Ferris wheel, even though I am afraid of heights. I think just being locked into the cab there would be okay. So just let me know in the comments if you would rather be stuck in a Ferris wheel or a bounce house. I'm just going to add my favorite finishing details like these charms attached with hot glue, topped with a button And now you can see how nice and thick and chunky that got just by repeating those same pages and then adding pockets to the inside. Now I'll just have my sequins here as my final finishing detail, and that is going to be it for day 11. I sure do hope that you are enjoying these tutorials. If you are, make sure you come back tomorrow for day 12. Check in the description for links. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day. I thank you so much for watching. Bye.